I am the Crafty Crocheter, and welcome to another Crochet Therapy Thursdays live stream session. And if by some chance you are not able to attend today's live stream session, you are watching the replay, so thank you for watching. How's everyone's day going? So far, my day has gone pretty well. So I got a workout in this morning, and then I came home and prepared for today's live stream. And hopefully everyone saw yesterday's Whipping It on Wednesday's live post whenever I mentioned about the new project I'm working on. And so far, I started it yesterday and I'm almost halfway done. So I'm trying not to do it too quickly because in reality, this project is more of a weekend type of project, because if I were to actually sit down and do this full-heartedly, I would be able to get this done over the weekend pretty much. So I'm just gonna sit here and crochet and work on my project until I see some people come into the live stream, because I don't see anyone in here yet. And this should be public because I remember making it public. So if you're not able to see it, then you probably have to watch the live stream. I don't know why. I know darn well I did it as public when I scheduled this. So and as you can see, again, I'm in my living room chair because upstairs is still a little toasty. So I decided I'm gonna host my live stream down here today because it was cooler this morning. It was in the 60s here in Ohio, and then it decided to start getting a little toasty. So upstairs where I normally hold my live stream, so I decided I'm gonna film down here today. All right, I see some people coming into the chat now. Welcome, everyone. How's your day going? Any projects y'all working on? And as always, don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Right now I'm working on the Shaw project, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but I can show you how far along I've gone, because again, I don't want to do this too quickly, then I won't have much to film over for the next couple weeks. So I may hold off on this for a little bit. And let me see if I can do this without getting this to fall off the needles, the hook, I mean. So here is what the shawl looks like so far. Let's see if I can get this. Let me do this real quick. So here's what the shawl looks like so far. I'm on row 18 right now, and this is what it looks like. And I'm using for this yarn is a nice looking yarn. I mean, I was thinking maybe this could be like, you could use it for pulling as well, color pulling, because of the way the yarn works up. Oh wait, hold on, I messed up. Let's see here. Hey Pat, welcome. How you doing, Pat? Welcome to the chat. And you notice something different in the background. So I got a sign up here because one of my subscribers, they mentioned that maybe I should try to have a sign up so people know it's actually me and not some sort of AI person or a bot or something like that. So I thought, and it was their suggestion to print it out backwards, so that way when I put it up for the live stream, it's right facing. So hopefully y'all like it. It's the same banner as on my channel. So I was trying to figure out how to do this to print it out, but I got it working. I got to figure it out. So. Okay, so there we go. There we go. I think I almost messed up there. Hi Zenye, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Oh, thanks, Pat. Yeah, it's like I said, I forget. It was one of my subscribers had mentioned that maybe I should put a sign up behind me during these posts, so that way, and have it and print it out backwards, so that way it comes right side facing whenever the camera's on. Because normally the issue I have is whenever I present something, it appears backwards or mirrored. So I thought, let's just print it out back. He said the person to say, let's print it out backwards, and lo and behold. Okay, I'm not exactly sure, Zenye, what you're trying to say there with that gibberish there. So, Pat, I am working on the project I mentioned in my Whipping It on Wednesdays. It's for the easy triangular crocheted shawl, and I'm on row 18 now. This is what it looks like so far, and I'm using that variegated yarn that I got from Dreamweaver, that I got from my Goodwill yarn haul. So so far it's turned out pretty well. I like the yarn. It's a pretty good yarn. The pattern is pretty straightforward, to be quite honest. It's thanks, Pat. Yeah, I mean it's a very simple, fun, easy pattern to work with. So, and I did include the link for the pattern in the description of the video. So in case anyone else wanted to print it, download it, and follow along with me like a crochet along, that would be fantastic. So I'd like to see how what your interpretation of this is versus how mine is going. But in reality, this is you can easily work this up in a weekend. But I'm trying to stretch the videos out for over at least a week or so I can have oh, this is halfway done, and then the next week's video I'll have it all done. Kind of like I did with that crocheted scarf. And speaking of which, I think I asked a question about if anyone would be interested in a pattern for that scarf, because I almost thought about making one, but I wasn't sure if that would be something anyone would be interested in for that Calico Flowers scarf that I made. So let me know either in the chat or in the comments, or email me and let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I also thought about doing kind of like, the book I was learning the knit from, the Learn to Knit in 50 Squares. And since I had that card deck of granny squares, I thought I would have something like Learn to Crochet in 50 Squares. Because, granny squares are basically the best tool for training someone how to crochet, because you're learning all the basic stitches through like granny squares. So I thought I would do that. So again, let me know if that would be something of interest to anyone, or if you feel that anyone that may benefit from that, especially like beginners who want to learn how to crochet. Hey, Carrot Brain, how you doing? Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was one of my followers suggested to have it. Hi, Lady Beard, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat. So, Carrot Brain, yeah. So the person had left a comment saying you should have like a sign up behind you, print it out backwards, so that and have it behind you during your live stream, so that way people know it's actually you, and you're so it's not I'm not like an AI person, AI generated or a bot or anything like that. So, and it's the same banner as on my channel. So I thought it'd be neat. So I wish it could have been slightly larger, but hey, I did what I made do with what I had, so I like it. I'm feeling I should have more signage behind me, like, give it a thumbs up and ring the bell, subscribe, things like that. I think I'll do that in the next one. So I just thought about that when I was printing out the sign. Like maybe I should have like, my handle, my username, and then have subscribe and give it a thumbs up, ring the bell. So what crocheted version, Pat? The shawl or that scarf I worked on? The one with the circular motifs. Lady Beard, I think I might have seen something like that. I've seen on Facebook and Instagram. They had like these dragon type like ring type of things. Like it's like a dragon, but it's on your hand, and they have like the dragon. I'm trying like a hoodie and. So what makes it? What do you think makes it complicated, Lady Beard? What so the stitch work? Or what makes the pattern so difficult to work with? You think, in your opinion? Because I've never seen the pattern, so I wouldn't know. So. So who'd you buy the pattern from, Lady Beard? I'm kind of curious, so I can check that seller's pattern, their site out or their pattern out to see for myself how complicated it is. So what's on everyone's mind today? I mean, just let's get conversation going. Whether it be about fiber arts, crochet, knitting, world events, things like that. All that I ask respectfully is to please do not bring up any topics that are kind of controversial or anything to do with like politics and religion, sex and wealth, because my father told me that those are the 4 topics you never want to discuss in a mixed crowd because you never know how they're going to react or what their opinions are. Cottontail and whiskers. I'll have to look them up, Ladybeard, because I want to kind of see that pattern for a dragon scarf. I'm at the. Actually, no, let me write that down. I'm gonna write that down real quick. Yeah, you should be able to share a link in here. Yeah, you should be able to. Because I think it should show up in the chat replay, I believe. So I posed a question earlier this morning. Yeah, you did. Someone brought that up. I think it was you, Pat, who brought that about I should do a tutorial for the 50 knitted squares, but then, or it might have been Roseanne. I don't remember who it was, but I mean that sounded like a good kind of a playlist to have. But then hello, Nasli, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. So yeah, I might do that, Pat, as like learn to crochet in 50 squares because the basic granny square, you're learning chain stitches, you're learning double crochet stitches, you're learning how to slip, fasten off and things like that. But then there are other ones that incorporate like, half double crochets, single crochets, triple crochets, puffs. They have like puff stitches and other different types of stitches. So that would be something that would be of interest to especially beginner crocheters who are kind of not so sure how to execute the stitches. And I do have a couple of my Crochet 101 playlists for such cases of anyone who's a beginner stumbles upon my page and they can learn how to do the simple stitches. But then I usually reiterate the stitches anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna say, oh well, you should already know how to do this. Go back to the videos but no, I mean. So I usually do reiterate how to work the basic stitches in most of my tutorials anyway. Just in case, you don't want to jump all over the board and go to site, video to video, just trying to figure out how to do the basic stitches. I guess I would have to say my key advice for any new crocheters out there who are watching this is to master the basics first. So when I first started crocheting, I would master like all the basic stitches, like the slip stitches, single crochet, double crochet, half double, double crochets, triple crochets, quadruple crochets, things like that. And then move on to the more intermediate, like the puff stitches and like shell stitches, things like that. Oh, that's nice, Carrot Brain. So what kind of yarn are you using for that? Is it acrylic? Is it a variegated color or any particular pattern you have in mind for the sweater? All right, so back to my question. Back to my question I posed earlier in my short about if anyone out there, like any small creators out there, content creators, even the large, well-known ones, like the bigger, large, well-known ones, suffer from, or not suffer, but mostly encounter something called sub for sub. It's whenever someone subscribes to your channel, then you subscribe back, or and then I guess it's supposed to be kind of a good thing for your channel, but then I read on forums and things like that, but that's not really good because most of the people that subscribe to your channel are nothing but bots. And then even if you don't subscribe to them, they unsubscribe to you the next day or in the hour anyways, which is rather annoying for especially when you're trying to grow your channel. So I used to do it, but I don't anymore. And ever since I stopped doing that, my channel has grown exponentially. Same with turning off the auto dubbing, because what auto dubbing does, it basically translates all of your videos into languages across the world. But then also I read online through forums and watched other videos, and they were saying that the translations could be inaccurate or misconstrued or misrepresented. So it's just better off to disable that. But when you disable it, it only affects future uploads and not for the ones you've already done. So you have to go back into your videos and uncheck every single language for every single video that got affected by this. So it's rather an annoying process, but if you don't want to have your videos translated, that's the cost. That's the price you gotta pay, I guess, to have that done. But I found a way to basically kind of remove all the languages in bulk through the YouTube Studio app on my phone. So you go to your video and then you click on edit, and then you have to go where it says auto dubbing, and it'll say the languages it's translated to. Then you click on that, and then there's like a little tick box at the top that says all languages, and you just keep clicking it until it's blank, and then all the languages get unchecked, and then you just go back and you save it. And there may be a couple times you try to save it, it'll say error updating. You just keep hitting it until it just basically saves it. So I thought that'd be a piece of information y'all want to know in case you are having that same issue right now with your channels. Oh, merino yarn. That sounds nice, Carrot Brain. I've never used it per se. Of course, I really never really did any wearables. I haven't done any wearables yet, so that may be something I want. Well, I can't say not. I haven't. I mean, the shawls are wearables technically. So are scarves and hats. Those are wearables. But I haven't made like vests or sweaters or anything like that yet, or slippers. Dang it! All right, let's try this again. I have to look them up on Carrot Brain. I never heard of Two Brothers Blankets. I might have to check them out. Yes, that's why carrot brains, like they usually say it's best to have to knit a gauge swatch first, so you know if the needle size is going to produce the correct size for your garment, or if you got to go up or down a size, or so that way you can figure out that sweet spot for your yarn to needle ratio, I guess. Can't be right. Oh, yes, it does. So what's on your mind, everyone? I mean, I don't want to just like have it all because I know I'm trying to work on it. I'm working on this and then paying attention to y'all at the same time. So in between chats, I'm just working on the project. So just feel free just to jump in anytime and with questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to talk about related to crochet, knitting, fiber arts, or you just want to chit chat about like movies and television, TV shows, and things like that, or just anything really, because we're here to get to know each other, have like a be social with each other, more interaction. Uh, Ladybeard, yeah, I have several other arts and hobbies. I've done embroidery, cross stitch. I've I've done drawing in the past. I thought about being a comic book artist at one point. I do them, but I even had a storyline for my own comic book, but then I just gave up on it because I just lost interest in it. And I enjoy wine tasting, culinary arts. I exercise about 3 to 5 days a week. I go for hikes. I like to keep active, as I like to keep my brain active, whether I'm doing like puzzles or reading or learning new things. And Pat, no, I really never used a project planner for any of my projects. I just pick something out and then I just do it. I don't set myself a deadline because I mean, if, I could see if I was making projects or items for people, but since I'm not doing any of that, I just do it for the leisure for a leisurely thing. Because I actually tried to sell some of my stuff online, but the store didn't take off, so I closed it. I closed it a while ago. So, but then I've been having those people on Facebook. I DMing me saying I'm interested in your product, but they turn out to be scammers, so I don't interact with them. I just block them. But no, Pat, I usually don't have a project planner per se when I'm working on my projects, but whenever I'm doing a large project, let's say like a blanket or something, I usually try to pace myself. I try not to do everything all at once. Like say, for example, I have a blanket I'm working on and it has like a lot of rows that I have to complete. I usually try to complete at least maybe like 10 rows a day and be done. And then give myself a rest from crocheting. And then I'll do another 10 the next day and so on and so on. So that way I'm not totally bogged down and make himself stressed out whenever I don't need to be. Ladybeard, I buy yarn way before I decide on a project. Like if I go to a store and I see a yarn I like, I'll just grab it because I like the colors, I like the texture, I like the feel of it. Or if it's a brand new yarn that comes out, like say like I did for all those cake yarns from Karen, I said, oh well, I saw those on Instagram and YouTube, and so I had to go out and buy them myself without any project in mind. So, and I am gonna film some yarn reviews for a couple of those Karen cakes coming out. So I'm gonna have one coming out on Monday for one of their cakes yarns. So I have the editing done. I just gotta put it together and upload it for Monday. And then I'm gonna film a couple more here pretty soon for some future yarn reviews. And then I think I like the tutorial too. Michelle, how you doing, Michelle? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Pat, yeah, that's a good idea. Like, I really don't write things down for the yarns I use for projects. I mean, I know I have the pattern for the item I made, but I really don't mark down the yarns I've used, but I should because I think in one of Elise Rose Crochet's videos I watched the other day, she mentioned something about make sure you write down the lot number or buy more than you need for the project, because chances are if you go out to the store and try to find that exact same yarn, it's either gone or discontinued or they don't make the dye lot anymore. But I usually tend to buy more than I need for a project, just in case like I don't want to, and you know, no one wants to play that game of Yarn Chicken either, so it's not fun. So how's your week been going, Michelle? So what's been new with you lately? Any new fun projects in mind that you're working on, or are you still working on that one project you mentioned about using the fireworks yarn from Red Heart? Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds fun, Michelle. Yeah. So Michelle, you missed it. So I mentioned a great idea about, you know, the book I was learning to knit from for that blanket I'm working on, the knitted squares, like the Learn to Knit in 50 Squares. So since I have those I have those granny square cards, I thought I'll do something similar to that for beginner crocheters and have something called Learn to Crochet in 50 Squares. So And Pat said that's a great idea. So what do you think, Michelle? Do you think that's something that would take off with a lot of viewers, or especially for new crocheters out there who are wanting to learn how to crochet, or even for those who are seasoned crocheters and want to have a refresher course on how to do simple crochet stitches and how to learn make granny squares? So what do you think? So anyone else out there who's watching this, what do y'all think? Either let me know in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. Because I was going through those cards the other day, and I was thinking I want to have a like a nice little curriculum, so to speak, on how I want to arrange the cards. Because the way they have the numbered one through something, it was kind of like, maybe this one went over here because it's more of a beginner type of thing, versus like for the granny squares, they had the solid colored ones, like, was it number 3? Then it's supposed to be number 1. And then they have one to where you just do a color change once, and then they have one to where you do color changes for every round. And then they have the same thing for the solid granny squares. So that's, I had to move them around a little bit, so I have a decent plan on how I want to execute that. And of course, for each square, I would have like a tutorial video for it too. So I'll have a playlist. I already have one made up, but it's private right now because I don't have any videos in it yet. So as soon as I make the one video, I'll make it public. It's going to be called Learn to Crochet in 50 Squares. I think I may release the new videos every Tuesday like I do for Tutorial Tuesdays for that granny square thing. So for the granny square playlist. Yeah, I think I will do that, Michelle, because I think it sounds like because Pat said that she would rather prefer the crochet version over the knitted version. So I thought, and crochet is much faster anyway. So it's like, at least for me it is, because I've been crocheting a lot longer than knitting, but crochet I can usually whip up in no time. So right now, Michelle, I'm working on that shawl project, as I mentioned in my whipping it on Wednesdays, for that easy crochet triangular shawl. Here's what I got so far. I'm on row 20 right now, and I'm just on the row where I'm making the shells. And I'm using that yarn that I mentioned too, the Dreamweaver variegated yarn. I mean, on the packaging, it didn't have any actually colorway name, excuse me, or the yarn weight. So you see some yellows in there, you see some oranges, some blues, some like claret in there, some magenta, or all different colors in there. So it's turning out nice so far. And I was mentioning too, I bet this yarn would be a good candidate for color pulling. But I've never done color pulling, so that's something I want to try as well. So I know there are a lot of videos out there. I just gotta pick out the right one and learn from it. But so I think it's coming out great so far. So I'm almost halfway there now. So this is part of my whipping it on Wednesday. So next video, we're gonna have this maybe halfway done and show it off, and then the week after that, I'll have it all complete. Because in reality, this project is more of a weekend type, as a 2-day type of thing. Like you can do half of it on Saturday, half the rest on Sunday, or oh yeah, I bet So by that mistake, how did it turn out great for color pulling, Michelle, or it was just like a happy accident? Like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but it just turned out the way it did. So I did a review for the Smash Cakes yarn. It was a one colorway I did when I did the moss stitch, and by mistake I think I did some color pulling there too because the way it turned out. So I think I mentioned I made a comment about that in the video too about how this almost like a color pulled because of the way it worked itself out or worked up. Oh yeah, it's like usually those happy accidents turn out to be the grace, like to be a really great thing, I guess. It's like same thing with me in that Smash Cakes review. It's like it just the colors the way it came out, it was color pulling. So Michelle, how do you like the sign behind me? Like I kind of had to I took advice of one of my followers that they mentioned about having a sign behind me during my live stream when when I'm making a video, so that way they know it's me and not a AI, that I'm not AI generated or an AI bot or anything like that. So I wish it was slightly larger. But I mean, the way I had to deal with what I had, but make do with what I had, but I think it turned out nice. So I'm thinking I should add some more signage, like a thumbs up thing or a notification bell sign, or have a subscribe thing, have my my handle, my username. So I think next time I'll do that. I'll just print out a couple things, and then if I do my live stream next time, or if I do a video, it'll be behind me. Yeah, I love the sign too, Michelle. I love the way it turned, how it came out. Oh yeah, definitely, Michelle. I'm definitely going to like have like from my Instagram and my Facebook. So I do have TikTok, but I thought maybe that would add some more subscribers or more views onto the channel, but maybe it has. I just don't know. Yeah, I just haven't noticed yet. But of course, I'm not really as active on TikTok as I am on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube. I'm on Threads too, but I'm not as active on Threads or TikTok, and I'm on Lemon 8. I don't know if you ever hear that. It's an offshoot of TikTok, but I'm not as active on those three forums versus, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. But I'll still add all those links anyway, just so that way if anyone who uses TikTok can go to my page, or if anyone who uses Facebook can follow me, anyone who's on YouTube can subscribe, or on Instagram can follow me. So yeah, I know. It's all good though, Michelle. That's fine. It's like, I'm your #1 fan. Remember that movie Misery? Remember that? Like, oh, I'm your #1 fan. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can tell I watch a lot of movies. It's like, and TV. It's like, oh, nice. I've been looking on Amazon for the fireworks yarn, and it's still out. So I don't think if it's ever going to come back, or because as soon as it comes out, it disappears off the shelves like crazy. It's like gone. Oh, that's a good price, Michelle, for freaking yarn. I ought to go on to a I ought to go on to Amazon and see if I can score myself some $2 to $3 yarn skeins of yarn. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Just so that way you're not completely engrossed in by. Are you talking to me, Pat, or Michelle? Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I just want to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out, Michelle, myself. As soon as I get done, as soon as we get done with the chat, so that way I can take a look and see if they got any good yarns that I can probably score for $2 to $3 a skein. I also want to try Mary Maxim's. They have that clearance yarn. It's like a mystery box yarn. I think that'd be kind of cool for like a yarn haul video. Has anyone bought yarn that I think it's like a 20 some dollar box of this miscellaneous yarns from Mary Maxim? So I've heard that it's usually either like discontinued yarn or anything like that. But I'm definitely gonna check out the flash sale, Michelle. See if I can get any good yarns. Of course, my hubby might be upset if I buy more yarn, but even though the whole argument, but it was only $3. It was only $2. So I'm sure he would not like that. Yes, like I've heard, like Michelle, I've heard about from other YouTubers that's for Mary Maxim is like a mystery box yarns that their clearance yarns that's like discontinued yarn or anything like that. But I'm kind of curious to see what I would get if I purchased the mystery box of yarn, just for curiosity's sake, you know, so I can like do a yarn haul video. So like I open the box, I'm like, oh, you know, like my honest reaction be like, oh my god. It's a like it'd be my genuine reaction versus like a rehearsed one. I know Mary Maxim's got some good deals on their yarns too. They usually have like pretty decent yarns for a good price. Like I've seen some of their yarns like from Red Heart and Premier Yarns and Lion Brand for I think around under $10 a skein. Yeah, I haven't bought it yet, Pat. So I'm thinking about it, but then you know, so I already have enough yarn, you know. But then you know, hubby will not be happy, so he'd be upset. But oh, is it the ones that are interchangeable sizes, Michelle? For like you can interchange. You have a ergonomic handle, but then you can just change the hook in and out like for different sizes, so you're not contending with a bunch of different crochet hooks versus just having a handle and interchangeable like the shaft part with the hook part. Oh, cool! I have to check that out too. Dirt biker. Oh, we got those neighborhood kids. Have you heard that rumbling just a second ago? The neighborhood kids like to run their dirt bikes and their dirt bikes and ATVs up and down the road, even though they're illegal here, but they still do it anyway. But at least they do it when we're awake. If they would do it when we're sleeping, I'd be freaking pissed off. I was like, hey, we're trying to sleep. So looks like we're closing in on the hour. So we got about maybe 4 minutes to go. Oh yeah, I can see that, Michelle, all day long. You know, people coming in and out. So I'm sure you totally understand where I'm coming from on this, but they're not tourists here. They're like local neighborhood kids. Oh, come on. So if you where I think at the last live stream I mentioned about the embroidery kit I got from Hobby Lobby. It's for their I cut out the where did oh I cut out the actual design, and for this is what it looks like for the embroidery, it's just embroidery stuff. But when I put on the fabric for when I put on the thing for the design, you can see on the bottom they kind of underestimated the ends here. So what I'm doing is I'm moving it. I'm going to work up here first, and then once I get all this done, I'm going to move it up, so that way I can get to the bottom part. Because I don't have another hoop that's slightly larger than this but this is supposed to be like, so I'm going to work on this too for fall. So again, this is what it's going to look like when it's all said and done. I hope y'all can see that. Because like I said, I did a couple other ones last year for fall. I did the pumpkins one that says give thanks, and then the other one's that truck. That was a cross stitch pattern with the truck and the pumpkins in there. So I may go to Hobby Lobby soon and see if I can find some more of those kits, and I'll just work on those too, because those were fun. Those were fun to do. Then of course it comes with all the embroidery floss, and then it comes with 2 needles and some how to do basic stitches for embroidery. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. This may be part of my whipping it on Wednesdays too, even though it's not crochet or knitting, it's still a fiber art. So I am going to. Yeah, I wish they did too. It's like, I don't know why they don't. Yeah, it's like, oh, what's the yarn that you're wanting, Michelle? Oh, how come you don't do the kits anymore, Pat? Any reason, or you just lose interest in them, or it's just because it's like, man, I just don't feel like doing them anymore, or it's just something else, or if I don't mind me being a little personal, I was just kind of curious to. So I know, Michelle, that they have their yarns are pretty decent for the price, and I like their yarns a lot. I prefer them sometimes over Red Heart because Red Heart tends to be a little scratchier and more coarse versus their I Love This Yarn, which is a little bit more softer and more easier to work with on crochet hooks and knit needles. And my Marrakesh Tiles blanket, that blue one, it was all I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I like they have some print yarns are nice, and they have the ones print yarns, and they have the pattern ones too, like their patterns, I like patterns, and they have prints, and then just their basic. Then their other variegated yarns are pretty decent too. I mean, like I said, they have a lot of good colorways to choose from, and one thing I can say for Hobby Lobby is their stores are organized when it comes to yarn color, because it's all by different colors, like different shades of this color, like whites and grays and purples and blues, greens, all that. Versus, like, I mean, Michaels, they're okay on their, especially with their yarn brands. They tend to coordinate their colors for their yarns for their brand, but any other brand is kind of like a mishmash, and you just gotta hunt them down. Oh yeah, yeah. These are the needles, Pat, that came with that embroidery kit. Yeah, they're kind of small. I agree with you. They are kind of tiny. These are one of these needles like you can easily lose, and if you don't know if they're in the carpet or in the floor, and you step on it, no, not fun. Not fun at all. Yeah, and I do agree with you. They are kind of tiny. And sharp, too. I mean, I prefer these needles, these yarn needles, over the small embroidery needles because they're bigger, you can see them better, and but not good for embroidery. Unless you're embroidering like, your amigurumi or any kind of flat panel or anything like that. But for standard embroidery with embroidery floss, it will not work. But again, since they're larger, you can see them better. Oh yeah, Yarn Bee's pretty good, Michelle. They're pretty decent on their yarns too. Yeah, I agree, Pat. And yarn needles, like, they're way better to see than the standard like sewing needles or embroidery needles are really tiny, and you run the risk of losing them. And then if you lose them, then you're gonna like, uh oh, I better not move because they could be in a bad spot if I'm gonna accidentally stab myself with the needle. So either my hand or my foot. It's like, no. Sunrise Serenade. Okay. I'll have to see if I can find that because so I can't believe they don't ship to your area, Michelle. It's like, I don't know why they don't ship up that way. Maybe it's just the way they operate. It's like they rather just ship in the US. I don't know. It's like, I know Yarnspirations will ship up north, and some other companies will ship up north, but for Hobby Lobby, for some reason, doesn't. I don't know why. Even though it's like, Serenade. I'll have to look that up because I think I may have seen that before, but I think it was for their thicker yarns, I think. I'm not quite sure on that, if that's the same colorway, because their chunky yarns are different from their Yarn B yarns, obviously, so. Well, we're past the hour, so I mean, that's fine. If we want to chat longer, that's fine, but we got 2 people in here, and I think including myself, so us 3. Yeah, I think it is a number 4 worsted weighted yarn too for that sleek and the soft and sleek. I know they got baby yarns too. They got like number 3 yarns, and I think they got some thicker ones too, but I could be wrong. Again, it sounds like I need to make a trip to Hobby Lobby, so I think I'll do that when I visit my in-laws in a couple weeks. Because my mother-in-law, she mentioned something about there was a craft store up in their area that it's not a Michael's, it's not a Hobby Lobby, it's like its own, it's like a independent type place. So she's recommending me to check it out, so I'm going to check it out when I'm up there. So of course that may be a yarn haul coming. So, and hubby knows this, so he ain't gonna be surprised, because he knows damn well that every time I go up there I got to get yarns. It's like he can't stop me. So he can try to limit my spending, but he can't stop me completely. Yeah, so I think I'm going to end the session here, everyone. So it was great seeing you all here. Oh, I'm definitely going to load up, Michelle. Trust me, I am going to load up. And hopefully if I get any more voucher points for Michael's, I'm going to use it. And I guess it's going to go towards yarns. So, but I definitely plan on loading up too. And then we're going to go to, it's this outdoor flea market. We go almost every year. It's in Bachville near Syracuse, New York. And it's a big outdoor flea market type thing, but you got antiques and you got toys, and then you got then you get I'm gonna see if they got any more yarns or any more crafting type things, because the one booth I went to, the lady was mentioning that her mother-in-law did knitting and crocheting, and that's where I got those little panels I did when I recreated some of those for that challenge over a year ago. Yeah, Hobby Lobby's pretty good about having big sales on their yarns, Lady Beard. So I usually go there just for and usually their skeins are like $4 anyway, so you get the 30% off discount. And sometimes they may have the clearance yarns too that you got to find, which are usually elusive because you got to find it, or it's like in a cart somewhere, or it's just sitting on a shelf where it has the sticker with clearance on it, and they're kind of elusive, so you got to be on the hunt for those. All right, I see there's a couple more people join. All right, see you, Pat. Have a good one. I hope to see y'all next. Hope to see you next week, or in passing in the comments of my other videos. So I see 6 people are on the chat right now. So I know is not, so 1, 2, 3. Any of the 3 other people that are in this chat want to jump in and just start a chat conversation, that's fine. I can stick around for a little longer. See you, Michelle. Have a good one. I have to check out the yarn sale on Amazon. And I have to see if I can find that Yarnby yarn. All right, so I'm just going to end the chat here, guys. So it was great seeing you all. Thank you all for stopping by for today's session. Again, you can always watch it on the replay at your own leisure. If you decided that you want to watch it again, or if you... So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and support the channel and help this channel grow. Because right now I'm at the time of this taping, I'm at about 1,186 subscribers. Of course, it could be a lot more after today's session, so it could be slightly higher. But my thing is the watch hours, because I want to get all those 4,000 watch hours, and I'm only at 1,349 right now. So hopefully I'll get a hell of a lot more so I can get monetized. All right? So thank you for stopping by. Take care of yourselves and each other.